I've battled autoimmune disease for over 25 years. So, with having an autoimmune disease, it certainly makes you more susceptible to getting sick and you have a weaker immune system. So, no matter what I did try to do everything right in a healthy lifestyle and eating clean and getting fresh air and sunshine and taking supplements and all the things you can do. But no matter what I did, I still got sick during certain times of the year. And I love the fall weather and I get so excited for the sweatshirts and the jeans, but I knew what was following. Winter was coming and all the viruses and the bugs and the holidays and being around everybody that we want to enjoy. But it never failed that I certainly got sick around the holidays. So, I guess, and then I would get through the holidays and I'd be so excited to look forward to spring. And I live in Richmond, Virginia, which is one of the top 10 worst places to live if you have seasonal allergies. So, yay me, that was not fun because you just get through winter months and you'd be hit with all the seasonal allergy, sinus infections, and everything that came along with that. So, I was very excited because for years, like Charlene said, had done everything, searched for everything. And gosh, late last fall, I was introduced to the patches and quite a transformational story for me as well. I had started patching the 1st of December. I got my patches in November, but I was busy. I wish I had thrown them on right away, and I didn't. And I hosted Thanksgiving like I do at my house every year, had about 35 family members here. So sure enough, a week later, had started off with a cold in the beginning of December. But I knew right then what better time. So I started wearing the X39 patch that day on December 1st, I remember, and wore it for 12 hours and took it off as instructed. And that night, after battling a little bit of a cold that had kept me coughing and sneezing and everything for days and struggling throughout the day, I slept through the night solid for like 8 or 9 hours. Now, not only was that amazing that I did that having a cold, that was amazing because I had not done that in over 30 years.
Wow.
My autoimmune disease had wrecked my sleep and all my hormones, like Charlene was saying too. I went through early menopause at 42. That was not fun. It was coupled with my thyroid disorder and everything else that I had. So sleep was not in my wheelhouse of getting a good night's sleep. So I knew something was happening that first day. I was like, okay, something is working with this patch. It was kind of a little one patch wonder for that testimonial itself. So I continued patching and I noticed probably within 2 weeks, and my cold was starting to go away a lot faster because when I got sick, the reason I feared it so much was because it would last forever. I couldn't shake it easily because of my autoimmune issues. So I was pretty impressed. I was like, okay, I'm patching and I'm starting to notice my cold's going away. I had a little lingering cough, but that was really it. And about 2 weeks in, I started just, it was now in December. I'm in the holiday season. I'm shopping, doing all the things. And I was like, wait a minute, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm not crashing. Like,
Right.
what's going on here? I used to crash at 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So, and it's a steady, the experience with the patch is so profound because it's not like you get this energy from drinking a cup of caffeine. It is slowly peeling back the layers of the onion, which I now understand, and giving you, as your body's rebuilding, like strengthening your immune system and everything else. It was giving me a little energy that I wasn't even really noticing till I stopped and realized I wasn't tired in the afternoon. So that was amazing. Obviously, right there alone, I was already sold with those two things.
It was a
But
life-changing experience right there,
oh,
right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even really looking for that. I was looking really to heal my thyroid disorder that I was expecting was going to take 6 months or longer. And all of a sudden, my quality of life was better within the first couple of weeks. So continuing to patch, got through the holidays, got through December, and did not get sick. Was out with family and friends and around a lot of people, and that was surprising. So now I'm into January and I'm active. I play tennis. We went back indoors to, play tennis in the winter months. And I hadn't seen my teammates in a couple of months through the holidays. They all were like, what, they could see a change in me. Like, what's going on? You have energy. You look healthy. You sound great. You feel great. And So that I knew, they saw the transformation in me, and obviously to add in, not so much on the immune health here, but my stamina playing tennis, my recovery playing tennis, all of that after just
Right.
1 month of patching was phenomenal, like phenomenal. So I
Let
continue.
me let me
Yeah.
be let me be rude and interrupt you too.
Oh, go ahead.
How often, okay, like we're getting some really great results, right? We're starting to sleep now, which we know that's huge in a point of building the immune system up. It's so important. What what types of things and how often did you experience them through this? Because you're fearful of getting sick. So I'm assuming you were like getting sick nonstop. Like you would get it, you'd get better, it would go away, and lo and behold, here it came right back around. Is that the type of thing that you experienced?
Yes, through the late fall and all the way to
Okay,
the spring. It was like you would get that mucus and you'd have that cough and you start to feel better. And then it was 3 steps back, 2 steps
right.
forwards, three
Okay.
steps back. It just lingered throughout the whole season, through the
So
winter
now we're
months.
moving into the spring. You mentioned allergies. Like
Oh,
what did that look like and what's the difference now?
well, that was crazy because, like I said, I live in Richmond, and you talk about April showers. Well, we get
Richmond's
April
awful for that.
pollen dump. I mean, we
Yeah.
get we get pollen showers, and it's windy, and it's in your hair, it's in your clothes, it's just stuck to you. So I would just live through the spring with, a runny nose, a congestion. It was part of my life. I just, Laura, just dealt with it. I was like, okay,
Mhm.
that's just part of spring. I live in Richmond, and I have bad allergies. So this year, I knew after getting through the first couple of months, I was like, wait a minute, this is going to be interesting. And pollen stuck around. I don't know if it did everywhere, but in Richmond this year, it stuck around for a long time. We had an extremely long pollinating season here. So I felt great. I mean, I was on the court playing tennis. I'd walk on the court, and I'm not kidding you guys. The court was yellow. It was not green. And you would play on that, and it would be all over you. So I was shocked that, I mean, if I got a little sniffle or a little runny nose, it was gone. It was like gone by the next day. And that
Wow.
threw my mind. I mean, that blew my mind. That was crazy. So that was amazing. And I know now I'm like researching, so I know that I'm getting stronger. I know my immune system's getting stronger. And I will tell you, I was patching with X39 that first month. And in January, when I started to learn more, like Charlene was saying, I added the Eon. So I knew that was helping my inflammation, which was great timing going into spring allergies and helping, just everything
Mhm.
drain easier. But then fast forward to one other thing on my immune system was I got through spring, it felt great, and then I had summertime and I started traveling this summer down to Florida quite a bit to
Yes,
some
you did.
fun events, and I love that. But I had not been on a plane for years. Just we had driven everywhere the last couple of years on vacations, and I had not been on a plane. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, every time I travel, get on a plane, come back and I'm sick, and it's going to happen again. But sure enough, I did end up adding at that point glutathione. So, because now I was a little bit more educated, so I added glutathione and I traveled May, June, July on a plane. And I don't know if many of you did, but planes were stranded. I mean, thunderstorms, everything this summer. So, long story short, I sat on planes for a long time and I did not get sick once.
Wow.
Blew my mind.
Wow.
Blew my mind.
You know, I love this because you and Charlene speaking, and we're going to hear from Kathy here in just a minute, but isn't it amazing how you almost can feel, like Charlene mentioned, your body becoming back in balance? Because I think we start living in a way that we've been told for so long that is just part of it. Like, oh, you live in Richmond, it's part of it. Or you have this, so it's part of it. And we become very accepting,
Mhm.
right? And then you think, oh, I can get up and put a little quarter size patch on, add this tool to my repertoire of good living, good health, right? Not really expecting all the
Yeah,
things that you get, right? And you don't even realize, and everyone on here that knows me knows that I say a lot, get used to the new normal. And now what you've done is really bring the body back into
mhm.
that homeostasis, that balance, so it can function and take care of itself, right?
100%.
I love
It's
it.
a world of difference. I mean, just the way I feel. It's like I literally feel like, yeah, you have your protected armor on every day, just fighting for, for your body to be the strongest and healthiest it could be. And every month, every day, every
Yep.
week, longer that I patch, results are amazing. And, I have other phenomenal stories in my
Well,
thyroid.
we're just going to have you back on. That's it.
Yes,
We're
we'll
just
do
going to
that
have to
another
do
time.
something else and have everybody back on. But Susan, thank you. Thank you for
Yeah.
stepping up and sharing your time and your transparency with us.
Thank you for watching. And to learn more about this amazing technology, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.